It is 10 o'clock. This is the Arlington Court regular meeting, June 18th, and we are in Arlington today. Meeting is called to order. A quorum has been established and we'll now have the flag salute. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome. Someone's coming in. Okay, Chad. Hello. Okay, are there any additions or revisions to the agenda? No. I do want to have consideration of the joint letter opposing House Bill 2725 for consideration. And let's add that under new business, first item.
Oh, it's actually under correspondence at the 3.2. Do you want to move it?
As far as action goes, though, reading it.
Okay.
All right. Correspondence and public comment. Individuals wishing to address the county court may do so at this time and at other times throughout the meeting. Speakers are asked to raise their hand and be recognized by the chair, give their name and the city, and limit their comments to 3 minutes. And we have 2 people. Would you like to comment as well? Okay, I'll make sure and put you down. Thank you. All right. We have 3 people actually. First of all, we have Mark Moore, Community Daycare update. Yes, come up here and take a seat.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you. So my name is Mark Moore, representing the board of directors for the Arlington Community Daycare. I just wanted to come and meet the court, see how things are going, and give you guys an update of where we're at. When I started, there was quite a bit of discussion about what type of facility we needed to be under licensing. We've moved our licensing forward to a facility. So it's now officially a facility after going through the process of getting through compliance issues and working with Amy Ibarra from the state. She's been really good to us and walked us through the process very well. Ashley has been doing a great job at managing the daycare forward as we go. I think where we're at right now. We are talking about a building plan to expand. Right now, we have 16 students enrolled and we're almost at wait list level.
Oh, great.
Wow,
Right.
that's great.
So yeah, that's exciting. We've never been at a wait list level, I don't think in past history. So I just heard that from our daycare director. It's exciting news. I believe our role has doubled in the last 2 weeks. So also exciting. But because of that and the expected influx of people coming to town soon, we foresee the need to build a larger facility that will accommodate more students and also separate students by age group in a more effective manner than we can right now. As far as that progress, we need to hire a consultant and just move forward with it. The board is just now getting to that place of conversation after dealing with a lot of issues. So that's about where we are at the moment. We did get a lot of assistance from Denise and Lenval from the city to kind of help pave the path for a new place, but the board decided that it wasn't the direction they wanted to go this week. And maybe just a little too quick. But I think they were making the right choice to be conservative and not get too in over our heads too quickly. But we do plan on doing something, especially with the property we currently have. Looking it over, I think everyone feels like it's big enough to really accommodate something else. Try and figure out what that looks like in the near future.
I think Waste Management donated your building originally 30+ years ago.
That's what I've heard.
So
Yeah, it was used in 1990. It was already,
it was already used.
yeah, it was an office trailer or whatever, but I have one quick question. I mean, how many, so you're at 16 now, how many do you think you can go up to with what you have? Or is that the limit?
I believe, and this is off the top of my head, so you can quote me, but I'll have to correct it
No,
later. I think I was told that the facility with an exception can be brought up to 21 or 2 students. That might be a little conservative.
Yeah.
It's in the 20s.
But you're,
And we're bumping up against that right now. As it is, we take students of a wide age range, which means that we have a lot of in what's the word, their overlap with where they are, their location, because it's basically one big open building. So having a lot of older kids with a lot of younger kids can cause trouble. They're working really hard to separate and, rotate them in and outside and that kind of thing. But the need's coming up rapidly to have a different type of.
Do you know how old children you're taking?
Okay, this is also off the top of my head, but per our previous conversation, I think we can go up to as high as 16 years old. I may be wrong about that. It might be 12. And we're taking infants at this point too, because of the facility that we have. So we're able to do that.
Okay. All right.
That's all I have to offer.
Are there any questions? Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Very good. So I just have a comment. Can they use the capital projects, can they be used as for consulting fees if they need?
I believe so. I believe we could do that. Yeah.
So you might look at that grant application and see if that's something you guys can.
It's
Because
definitely been
consultants can be quite expensive.
that I know. I would love to run this project myself, being a former carpenter, and I was going to move into being the construction business owner before I decided to come teach. So I want to run it, but I don't think I have the
Yeah,
bandwidth
it's
as
a
a teacher.
commercial and
Yeah.
all the other.
Right. So
Yeah. Yeah, let's look at the grant application.
absolutely.
Contact Brooklyn at the courthouse. Brooklyn is our finance director.
We know her well, and she's been very good to us. Yeah.
And then if we can see if those costs would apply.
Great.
Okay,
Awesome. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Okay, Limbaugh.
Good morning, report.
Morning.
Thanks for letting me talk this morning. To the Gillum County Court, and specifically to the attention of Commissioner Leah Watkins. Leah, you are correct. I only spoke of grants. That was intentional, as I was referring specifically to the court agenda on May 17th, when I penned my letter to the editor and included the court members as recipients. The sole and only purpose of the letter was to use the court's own agenda and their intended grant awards for that meeting. You state I'm targeting Decondon Early Learning. Right here on page 1. I only used them as an example of the disparity of grant awards north/south. Early learning has been given over $2 million in the last year. Leah, your copious spreadsheets are primarily about money allocated to different taxing districts. While it served your purpose of attempting to equal things between North and South, it does not address the topic of my letter. As you know, the taxing district distribution has nothing to do with our county court. The state determines how these monies are distributed. However, as you also know, the monies are distributed according to what taxing district lies in the area the tax dollars and SIP funds were generated. So that being the case, I want to thank you for your research. It's now very clear to see where the tax dollars are generated and where they're being spent. So let's state the obvious. The tax dollars and SIP discretionary funds are generated in the North and spent in the South in disproportionate amounts. Let me be clear on the subject of early childhood development. I love all Gillum County kids and want them to have every advantage possible within reasonable cost. Underlined. The USA Department of Education has made it abundantly clear that how much money we spend on education doesn't determine the quality of that education. Our Department of Education is first in the world on education money spent per child, but rank in the lower 50 percentile in learning. Oregon has a dubious distinction of being number 42nd out of the 50 states. So please don't confuse money with quality when it comes to education at any level. Lastly, but not least, if you choose to use my name in court, have the courtesy to stick to the topic of the letter. Disproportionate county grant awards. In closing, I've often said numbers don't lie. Well, now I have to admit, if you conflate numbers in an attempt to obscure the truth, they can appear to have an untrue meaning. I have here in my hand 8 pages of spreadsheets provided by Commissioner Watkins that conflate tax dollars with actual court spending on discretionary/grant awards. To get the truth, all you need is 2 columns of grant awards, one labeled north, one labeled south. It's simple, but it's true. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions, Leah?
No. Okay, the last person who's in court here today is Jed Crowther. Come on up.
Thank you. I'm Jed Crowther with the Port of Arlington. I recently became aware of the House Bill
Mhm,
2725
mhm.
and the discussion you plan on today. I know these items move quickly in the legislature and it's hard to stay on top of all of that. But just wanted to make sure we have a cohesive approach and maybe this letter helps maintain that approach for SIPs and the role of reports.
Mhm.
But just interested to follow the conversation and how that will lay out.
Okay, so you're aware, have you seen the letter that's proposed by Morrow County?
Yes.
Okay. And several of these counties are having their court sessions right now. So, I believe Hood River County already acted, the others are court sessions today, so.
Yeah, if you saw that one, Jeff.
Yes.
Basically, the gist of it is, I think the position of the letter is, if courts are gonna be involved, we hope they're involved for all counties. And that's the way the legislation is currently, the courts are involved. But singling out certain counties so they don't have to involve courts puts potentially counties like Gillum County maybe at a disadvantage. Are you reading it the same way?
So somewhat,
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, the intent there is to avoid a disproportionate
Mm-hmm.
impact and, ports don't want to come have veto powers and have a tug of war between a port and a county commission, in my
Right.
view.
No.
And of course, this is more global,
Mm-hmm.
statewide,
Right.
where you're trying to enact laws for the whole
Yes.
state. Some of those earlier ones did target specifically Morrow County and others with specifics just for them,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to a statewide uniform
Right.
process. And maybe that's what this is attempting to achieve, is to have consistency throughout the state.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, thank you.
anyway, thanks.
Are there any online, is there anyone online for public comment?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
What's the name of that house?
Oh, the House bill is 2725.
Thank you very much.
Mhm. Okay, we have a letter from Gillum County resident Katie Cook. This was to all of us in the Times Journal. I believe it was a letter to the editor, and I'm just including it in the packet. To whom it may concern, the Condon Early Learning Center is an integral part of the Condon community, and it should be supported unequivocally. And the early 1990s, Judge Laura Pryor formed a coalition of concerned community members because the need for consistent and safe childcare was increasing. Due to county support and the committed hard work of several community members, a childcare center was opened and housed in the Condon Baptist Church. After outgrowing this space, it was then relocated to the old Condon Grade School building, which it also outgrew. Thanks to the visionary leadership of Jennifer Bold and the board of directors, a coveted Ford Family Foundation grant and other funding sources were obtained so that a new center could be built. Now 30 years in the making, quality childcare continues to be a growing need, and for this reason, Gillum County should do everything possible to support this valuable community resource. Finally, since the CELC is receiving public funding, organizational accountability and transparency are indeed vital, but it must be remembered that if surveys or unnecessary supervisory tactics are used, the county needs to err on the side of caution because excessive overreach can negatively impact staff's morale when they are the ones who are earning low salaries that often do not reflect the value of their professional training and hard work. Okay, so the next letter is a proposed letter of joint opposition to House Bill 2725. This is in reference to what Jed had to say. This letter was proposed to the 5 counties affected, and it was drafted in Morrow County by Morrow County Administrator Matt Jensen. Respected state, this is a proposed letter, so I'm just going to read it. There will be an action item under new business for us to discuss whether or not we agree to sign on to this letter. As representatives of the counties most impacted by House Bill 2725, we unitedly stand opposed to the proposed bill and amendment. House Bill 2725 is a response to House Bill 2009, 2023. In that omnibus bill, House Bill 2009 provided a much needed adjustment to payments in lieu of tax programs by increasing the participation of special districts. Unfortunately, a late amendment added ports as a primary party to any strategic investment program, SIP. Notably, none of the staff materials or testimony address the purpose of adding ports. The result is that the scope of port taxing districts has extended far beyond their operational boundaries, thus creating an adverse impact on the county's ability to utilize SIP incentives, including ports in the SIP equation on equal grounds with counties and cities allows the 24 ports to have a disproportionate representation over other special districts and creates a de facto veto power for the ports in 14 counties when it comes to SIP incentives. While House Bill 2725 attempts to reduce this impact of House Bill 2009-2023, it fails to do so comprehensively and focuses the program on a small number of counties in an arbitrary manner, devoid of any justification or explanation. The introduced bill, House Bill 2725, effectively results in House Bill 2009 impacting only 3 counties, Columbia, Morrow, and Umatilla. The amended bill would directly impact 5 counties with ports along the Columbia River, Hood River, Wasco, Gillum, Morrow, and Umatilla. Neither action provides any reason why these counties need to be treated differently from the rest of the state. The counties along the Columbia River are being unduly targeted through House Bill 2725. We ask for your support in treating all counties equally in consideration of SIP use for economic development. If the western counties can utilize SIP agreements without port participation, then all counties should have that capability. We ask that your consideration for equitable treatment and to oppose House Bill 2725 until all counties are treated equally. So that's the letter that was presented to us. Okay, any other correspondence that I've missed? Okay, that takes us to the consent agenda. The consent agenda includes meeting minutes from May 21st and June 4th, approval of Oregon Health Authority funding for public health agreement, consideration of an amendment for intergovernmental agreement with Hood River County for medical examiner services, and consideration of approval of an agreement with Community Counseling Solutions to provide mental health services. Are there any questions about those items on the consent agenda?
The only one I had was on 4.3. They've been doing this since 2020.
Mm-hmm,
Okay,
yeah.
I think we had somebody doing that a couple years ago, but
Yeah, there was, Anya, can you refresh my memory on what Chris Fitzsimmons told us yesterday about who had been doing it?
It was Clackamas County was doing or
The
Maybe
medical
had to go
examiner
to-
services, I couldn't remember who she said did it before, and then they went to Hood River.
I
the
was,
training was done by Clackamas County before, so then the deputies would be gone for 5 or 6 days.
Mhm.
And now, Hood River does it. They do it for free as part of the agreement.
Yeah.
I don't remember who was doing the
I can't
actual
remember.
yeah, work.
well, they started time, but I was thinking it was the gentleman at the Condon, Dave,
Sydney?
no,
No.
he was a PA, wasn't he?
Oh, Dave Jones?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's,
That's
he was a medical
years
examiner.
ago.
Yeah.
I lose track.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay,
So is the community counseling solutions, that's just an annual?
yes. So it's similar to public health where we have the agreement with OHA, but we have to have a local agreement for them to deliver
Pass through.
the mental health services that we have to agree to. So we have under 4.0 in your packet, is there a motion or any further questions?
It'd be nice if their one was extended too.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, but
Yeah,
that's for another day.
yeah,
I'll move to approve the consent agenda.
okay.
I will second the motion.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Is there any discussion? Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, unfinished business. Do you have any unfinished? No. Business, no unfinished business. New business. 6.0, the first action is to discuss the letter opposing House Bill 2725. Are there any thoughts?
I'm good with it.
I didn't know there were so many port districts.
Mm-hmm, right. And I guess my position originally was, we have a great relationship with the port. This isn't about that at all. It's about being treated differently. And the way the law currently is, ports are involved. And if that law is going to change, singling out certain ports and putting Gillum County at a disadvantage by potentially a business saying, I'm gonna go pursue a SIP agreement somewhere else where there's not so many players in negotiation. It might be an advantage. Either treat us all the same, all or none is just my thought on that. But I didn't see any proposed legislation whatsoever that was eliminating ports in this legislation. Entirely, so.
Yeah. Okay. That's a question.
Yeah, go ahead. Yes, you're involved, yes.
Yeah, so I'm not aware either of what the State Courts Association might think about this. I should be aware, but I'm
Mhm.
not because it moves so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Just a question, these 5 counties have united and prepared this letter. How long have you known about this issue?
We knew about this we knew that the port legislation was out there, and it was discussed whether or not we support it or not. And that was a meeting that happened here. I don't think it was in May. It might have been April, perhaps. And that we did write a letter about Gillum County being singled out. That we did support and agree to write a letter about that specifically. Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what do they have as far as ports in Wasco and Hood River? Is there a port for each one of those counties?
Yes. Yes.
So basically, this is affecting 5 ports with the 5 counties.
Right. So it's basically a geographic solution, nothing more than a geographic solution is the way I see where they're picking out these 5 ports. And then the Port of Portland doesn't have to, huh?
I've read the earlier legislation. where
Right.
They singled out some of those that had different
Mm-hmm.
operational challenges or advantages, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Is this timely? It needs to be approved now, so the legislature.
It is timely, yes. Mm-hmm. The other option,
in June, won't they?
yes, the other option is we wrote a letter already about it, specifically about Gillum County being singled out. I'm just presenting you with an option 1 and an option 2. If you're uncomfortable with this wording in a global way, we can still, if we still believe we're in opposition of House Bill 2725 for our own reasons, is it possible to pull up that letter?
The one we did before?
Yeah.
Do you have
I don't know
some,
if you can
do you have some
find it.
concerns, Jed, about this?
Sounds like it.
It's too new to me to really,
Yeah.
you
Mhm.
know. I'm not sure which side I should be on. I
Mhm.
want to be in unity with.
Right.
The approach.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of a equal treatment for all
Right.
counties. I like
Mhm.
that idea. So I might be leaning on the side of go ahead and support and be cohesive with your other 5 counties, the other 4 counties.
Right.
You know, that might have more
Yeah.
clout in the legislature.
It's
than
the
just-
amendment.
I think it's more powerful with.
Yeah.
In times in that sense too, so.
Yeah, and the amendment is what we're talking about.
Right.
The amendment where suddenly the 5 of us are treated differently than the rest of the state. When it's hard enough for counties like Gillum to attract businesses in the first place. And it's just knowing, dealing with a recent SIP agreement, it is more cumbersome to have more players at the table, and I would guess that a business might think that. And unintended consequence of something like this, so.
Yeah, I think approval would spur that conversation of the amendment and allow Salem
Yeah,
legislators,
right,
legislators in Salem to do their due diligence and come to a better conclusion.
right.
Yeah.
This isn't. I don't see it as harmful at all, and that's one thing for us to consider. There's no harm. We're just asking, I think, for equal treatment. We feel comfortable with it? Want to talk about it a little more? Okay,
Yeah, that's a good question.
yes.
I was trying to read up on this bill. I'm just very curious what the negative impact, I understand that it makes the port a player in SIP funds.
Yeah.
And
Which they currently are. That was the 2009.
Yeah.
Then in this session, House Bill 2725, the one you were just looking at, it made a few changes to ports. Then the amendment singled out, well, it doesn't actually say it. It says the easternmost dam on the Columbia River. Well, unless you dig into what that is, that's Wasco, Hood River, Gillum, Laurel, and Umatilla. Are required to deal with ports in their SIP agreements, but the other ports are not. So.
So basically has another player to the game when it comes to SIP.
And it allows some to not have the ports involved. Well, some of us do. Yeah. I think here in Gillum County, having as many people at the table is a good thing. But yeah.
So
I'll move to support the letter of joint opposition to House Bill 2725.
I'll second the motion.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the letter of joint opposition to House Bill 2725. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, consider right-of-way application for Lexington Pump LLC, 6.1. We have a briefing from road department, office manager. Consider approval, installation of a water line under Bates Road. And the recommendation is to approve. Any questions?
I don't have any, I noticed they didn't have a date for whatever this is, but this is something that I still want to try to improve.
Yeah, right.
So,
Okay,
but I'm good with it. I don't-
okay, we need to make sure there's a date on the
Yeah,
application. Okay,
I think that's the only thing that I saw.
okay, all right.
I don't have any questions more about it. I'm okay with it.
Do we have
It
a
looks
motion?
like they got 6/5/25 for the day.
On the next page, on the, you mean the page on the left, yeah.
I was just looking at this before and that was all.
Well, if they,
Yeah,
I
I
was
see
just
that.
looking, they got the date right there.
Yeah,
Okay. Is there a motion?
I'll move to approve the right-of-way application from Lexington Pump LLC as presented.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve right-of-way application for Lexington Pump LLC. Is there any discussion? No discussion, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Right. Okay. Consider approval of Amendment 5 to Gillum County Attainable Housing Program Agreement with Pioneer Community Development Corporation. Rob Turi, are you online?
Let me make them a.
Just a moment.
I'm not 100% sure it's him, but there is a Rob on there, so. It just says, it's just Rob, that's all it says, and just so I'm,
Okay.
okay, so here. Okay. Rob, you're muted if you're listening.
Rob, are you there? Okay, we're gonna just wait a moment for you. Um, It's not on this end. Okay. Is there anything he wanted to chat in that we can convey?
I don't know if he has the volume turned way down, maybe on his computer,
Okay,
but he's not muted. We're working on this end.
okay. All right, Rob, we're just gonna go ahead and go into the discussion. And this is a agreement use of the Economic Enhancement Fund that has been longstanding between Gillum County and the Pioneer Community Development Corporation. With, as you can see at the last meeting, ACDC provided their accomplishments and what has happened with their incentive programs. You will see the original agreement that was put in place, long time ago, 2017, 18. And then some amendments to that agreement to utilize additional funding. What this amendment does is just extends the date of repayment on the loan portion of this, of all of the funding sources. And it had ended July 1st, 2025. And the only change to this agreement is that it would be extended to July 1st, 2030. Oh, there he is.
I don't
Can
know if
can you hear us, Rob? We see you.
He said his sound isn't working in there.
No, no.
So
Is it on his end, do you think?
I think so.
Okay.
If you want to put your comments in the chat that we,
Well, yeah.
I can read those out loud. I don't know if you want to just type those really quick. He says PCDC thanks you for extending the MOU and he will send a signed copy to me
Okay. All right.
if it's approved.
Okay, if approved. Does anybody have any questions? It's been a very successful program. All of the amendments include how the agreement changed over time and, you know, based on the needs of the community. I think we're really lucky to have PCDC working on this housing end of our mission.
Yeah, it's helped clean up some dilapidated
Yes. Mm-hmm,
housing,
right.
so
And I
made
think
way for,
also in Arlington as
Yeah.
well as Condon. Mhm. Okay. And it helped the ball field project as well, correct? It's part of it. Okay,
do we just need to approve
We-
that
yeah.
amendment 5?
we just need to approve Amendment 5.
I move to approve amendment number 5 to the Gillum County Memorandum of Agreement for the Attainable Housing Incentive Programs.
I will second the motion.
It has been moved and seconded to approve Amendment 5 for the Gillum County Attainable Housing Program with Pioneer Community Development Corporation to extend the date of repayment to the county to July 1st of 2030. That's the amendment. Is there any discussion? Okay, no discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Hmm. All right, consider approval of fiscal year 25 capital investment grant for Arlington School District. Arlington School District has submitted a capital investment grant for $45,000 for walkway for ADA compliance. The grant committee is recommending funding. And this is to accommodate all who need ADA, but there's a student who needs accommodations next year. We want to make sure that we meet those accommodations. Any questions about the application?
Grant committee didn't have any questions.
No.
Okay.
No. They reviewed and made a funding recommendation to fund.
I didn't see anything wrong with it. I'll move to approve the capital investment grant of 2024-25 as follows. Arlington School District in the amount of $45,000.
I will second the motion.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the capital investment grant for 2024-25 as follows. Arlington School District in the amount of $45,000. Is there any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
I was
Okay.
gonna make a motion. I just thought you were still.
Nope, I
I'm not
read
trying to
I
make you-
read through the grant thing.
I'm not trying to make you do all the work of this. Okay.
Consider approval of agreement with South Gillum County Health District. I'll allow Leah to take this one if you'd like to.
Okay, so previously we've always had just, 1-year agreements. And it was, decided that it might be better to have a 2-year agreement that would go along with the biennium that is set by the state for funding. So, and also the Oregon Health Authority agreement is a 2-year agreement too, so they'll all coincide together. And then the other change we made was to not list out all the program elements because those are ever changing. Some have went away, some are added, so just to keep it cleaner, we took that part out. The amendments that we get, like the 15, 16, 17, 18 amendments a year, they all list out the program elements and, you know, whether there's a decrease or increase in the award, so.
So this is the agreement. We are the local public health authority, and this is an IGA between Gillum County and South Gillum County Health District to provide the public health services.
Yes.
And all the reporting falls on them, right?
Yes.
And Commissioner Watkins.
Yeah. Daylene heads that up because she is actually the administrator for the Gillum County as well as her hat at Public Health, so. And we are currently, I told Chris earlier that on Friday, I'm going to the health district because we'll be spending most of the day there doing the triennial review, so we've started it. But apparently we'll be doing most of the work for the state.
Yes.
Okay, the only thing on the motion, we should probably just say that it's for the 25-27 biennium. It's just the motion. When we make it, probably should just say that.
Is everybody good with us?
So is there? Okay.
I'll move to approve the agreement with South Gillum County Health District as presented for the 2025-2027 biennium as presented.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the agreement with South Gillum County Health District for the 2025-27 biennium as presented. Is there any other discussion? No other discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Yeah, you seconded that one.
Yeah.
Yes. I beat her to the punch.
I do have a question for Mark.
Yes,
Mark, can I ask, sorry to bring you up here, it's just easier for the crowd to hear you.
absolutely.
Arlington Community Childcare did not ask for any funding this year. Were you aware of that?
I was, yeah, I found out.
Okay.
We had that delay in receiving the remainder of funds from a grant from last year.
Mhm.
And that only just came through,
Okay.
I think about a
wasn't-
month, maybe 2 months ago,
Mm-hmm.
because of the issues we've been cleaning up
Okay.
with the organization. So,
Okay, so you're, yeah, just
Yeah.
wanted to make sure that we were clear
yeah,
while you were here
yes.
on that. Okay.
Is it possible for us to still acquire something in, from this last, because I know this is our last meeting of the year for you guys, right?
Yes, so we were talking about the operational support grants that have opened and closed
Right.
are for next year.
Right.
So
Okay.
those are closed.
Oh, for next year.
Yeah, for
Okay.
operational support, correct?
But capital
Yes.
investment grants, even though it says closed on the website, it was discussed a couple meetings ago that to contact Brooklyn, and she will talk to the grant committee, but it sounds like if it's a, time is of the essence kind of project.
Right.
it's-
It's for your project.
Yeah.
So
Right.
there's going to be close to $2 million, it looks like, available
Okay,
for the capital investment funding.
that's
So,
very good.
Yeah, which is building buildings and, as Commissioner Watkins says, potentially the engineering as long as it qualifies.
So we would need to have grants and everything in place to propose that application, is that right?
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, I didn't mean grants, I meant bids, and all of that, I apologize.
Yes.
Language is floating in my head right now.
Well,
we're just not there on that project yet. We're just beginning it. So it was hard for me to say we should go ahead and apply when we didn't have anything to
Well,
represent.
Right. Commissioner Watkins, do you know if, in comparison, the Condon Early Learning Center, when they got their 1.7 million, did they have bids? Or would we need to research that? Because I don't think they got the bid until they had some idea.
I think they did, because I think they
Mm-hmm.
used Jeff Shot.
As their engineer, so their engineer kind of told them their range maybe.
Yeah, like, you know, what size it was gonna be and
Okay,
potentially what it would cost and.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, and we just haven't gotten to that
Right.
place as an organization. So, yeah.
And I believe the court paid for his consulting fees.
Okay.
Mhm.
I don't know what audit came out of, but
I think so too, and it might have been COVID, the COVID funds.
yeah.
I would like to add that from my last comment time, I was graciously invited to be a part of the board of directors meeting just to sit in last night for Condon. Had a
Oh.
great interaction with them, and I'm looking forward to a fruitful future relationship with them. So I thought I'd let you guys know about that as well.
Good,
So
good, great.
does that answer everything well
Yeah,
enough?
that's all. Thank you. I
Great.
just, since you were here
Yeah.
and, you know, this is a topic of discussion in recent times, so I just wondered what.
You know, it's important for me to
Okay.
stay up on it, and there's some things I need to learn as well.
Uh-huh.
And if anybody has time to give us a little bit of coaching, that would be really
Okay,
helpful too.
all right,
At
thank
some
you.
point.
Well,
Thank you.
I would say I would keep in touch with the court, and if funding does get tight, that maybe we can look at some other avenue to help. Cause I hate for you to go this far along and then, you know, hit a brick wall, cause funding is,
We'll keep going forward.
Of
yeah.
course, and that's definitely our goal. I guess I didn't realize we needed to be ahead of your budget for next year, and that was what we were working on. So,
Mm-hmm. Okay,
yeah, thank you for your time though.
yeah, thank you.
Smart.
Absolutely.
All right, okay. Any other business we missed before we get to announcements? No? Okay. It was a fairly light agenda this time. Go ahead. Do you want to start, Commissioner Watkins?
So I was talking about the triennial review with OHA. I sat with, Daleen the other day and we went through the pre-meeting, with the gal from OHA. And then I had to follow up with getting documents from Brooke, which Brooke, for being on the fire, was great to get those right out to me, and I passed them along to OHA, and so it'll be a process, but hopefully sometime in July we'll be through that process and done. I also sat through the MCED meeting that they had. It was their budget meeting, so it was quite lengthy. And at the end of it, it's like I told Chris, it's like it's 6 to 12 months now that I think everything's approved on their end, but it has to go to the Economic Development Administration, and that could be 6 to 12 months before we get to be able to be represented on the MCED board.
So
Good.
probably 26.
Yeah, which will be, I mean, it's a long time to go without the city of Condon or city of Arlington or the county being
Mm-hmm.
not represented. And there is, and grants within their system that we can
Right.
qualify for once we get
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
on there. So,
But we're working towards it. It's moving, so that's good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least they can loop me into the meeting so I can at least, be up to speed when I finally do have a place on the board.
And it was a years-long process to even get to this point, so it's a long process to change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're talking about multi-state too, because
Mhm.
some of the counties are in Washington, so they had to get approval through the state of Washington,
Right.
through governor's office, and then, yeah, so,
And then the federal government.
Yeah.
Which has had change.
yeah.
So, yeah. Okay, Commissioner Wilkins,
You
Oh.
good?
were you finished?
Yeah,
I just had a couple things, little update on the Cedar Springs Road. Andy Lindsay is meeting with Dewey on the paver, or by the paver, excuse me. today. They had several items that they need to discuss for the environmental work and some design options. So I went to open up their preliminary thing, and I don't have the authority to do that, so I gotta get that. But and also I planned on trying to get with Dewey to touch base with Mr. Hosapple to keep him in the loop where we're at too. Another thing, tomorrow, Norcor, I'll be there. Thank you for covering some of the other meetings. So yeah, we have a agenda item there, adopt the budget, get it done, and then county college the last time.
Okay. All right,
So is county college next week or?
26th,
through the 8th.
yeah,
of 20.
yeah,
The last one.
last week, yeah, last week.
Okay, just been keeping up on legislative changes. Things are rolling fast and it's the end. The Grain Lab we've been working on, with the help of Anya, our maintenance department, everybody's pitched in to help with the Grain Lab to get it cleaned out and able to market. All of the items are on the surplus site for what will be sold. There's some things that have no value that we're also getting rid of, are little value. So it has been cleaned. The maintenance has been done. The items are all pretty much in one location, the things that are still there. There's a Connex box that has 150 buckets of grain that belong to Jordan Maley, and I've been reached out to him, gave him a date that those need to be removed, and we'll have to find another use for those buckets of grain so that we can store any items that we don't sell. If somebody comes along that wants to rent it, that we can use that storage space. One item I wanted to discuss, and I'm just giving you a heads up about the Grain Lab, is we received a bid or a quote from, it's not Windwave, it's Inland Development Corporation for fiber, and it's $5,600. So between now and the next meeting, let's think about that concept. If, when I think of this place, we didn't have to find our own fiber. It's an advantage to rent a place if there's already fiber. It's close. Yes, it's expensive, but we do have a good amount of money in the industrial park to run fiber to the building. I know that Arden Mills has their own fiber as well. Previously, I think they were using a radio tower through Frontier Telenet. And that was
At the Grain Lab.
the Grain Lab as well as Arden Mills, and Arden Mills needed a more stable.
Yeah.
So they went and got fiber. So it's just something for us to think about before the next meeting. If we want to make that investment.
$5,600 is that to,
Yeah, the quotes here, yeah, $5,600.
It's definitely gonna be a deterrent
Mm-hmm.
for somebody to rent that if there
Isn't, yeah,
fiber to it
yeah,
or something.
right.
We can't live without it anymore.
Yeah. Let's see, childcare infrastructure grant, the round 2 awards were just announced. And an in-home care facility in Condon received $100,000 from that, statewide. There's a lot of requests, and I believe in this round, there was $15 million available. So there's gonna be a third round, let you know, contact Business Oregon if you're interested in that. So that might be an avenue for you. The city of Arlington at the next meeting, this will be on the agenda, but Anya will send you a copy of the proposed. They're proposing an IGA for workforce housing at the old motel property. And the IGA, please review it. It's offering an incentive for development of that property in the amount of $200,000. So that's what they're proposing from Gillum County, is $200,000 to incentivize the development of that property for the purpose of workforce housing. And we have the economic enhancement ordinance that has workforce housing as a priority in the ordinance. So we'll get you the IGA, so you'll have a couple of weeks to look at it, think about it, be able to ask questions, and it'll be agendized at the July 2nd meeting.
So they're wanting to put, because I think I originally heard they wanted to make, parking spaces, much like down at the port. But
Mhm.
they're not.
Well,
They're
I'm
not
not sure.
leaning
It
that
doesn't give us a lot of detail about what that development would be. So the IGA itself. So have those types of questions ready or reach out once you read it, so that when we come to the meeting, you're prepared with some of your questions answered.
Because the port trailer facilities, if I'm right, Jed, isn't there something with the Corps of Engineers to where you have to shut that down so many months? Seasonal, okay, yeah. And then somebody said that the place out here had just sold too, not too long ago. So, but
Yeah. This park down, the
Yeah.
lower park.
yeah, so,
It did.
but yeah, all I know is that I know the city's trying to get it developed somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Now what it is, I don't know.
Right.
You would think you would need to put something around it, because it would not be the most ideal spot for families with kids right there alongside the highway
On the train track,
and the train track.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so.
yeah, it's,
Mhm. Okay. All right.
I know the park is full down there. I'm guessing, is there, at 475 Shane Drive, is there temporary spots there too for parking or not?
Not that I see. I mean, not that I've noticed. I can't speak for them, but it doesn't look like it. So Jed, is there any limitations now on your park out there through the
No.
port? Okay.
We'll be visiting with the Corps in July, I think, when they come for the annual.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
well, my other understanding is the trailer park at the airport. The city supposedly sold that property to Amazon, so they were gonna have to. I heard they were relocating too, so
Mhm.
we're
Yeah.
running out of spaces. We need more spaces.
Okay.
So,
All right. Okay, is there anything else? Next meeting is July 2nd, condo. And I'll be out some of next week because I'm gonna have a grandchild arrive, so hopefully. Okay, no further business. This
So
meeting
it's still scheduled for the 25th?
25th, yes. Okay, meeting's adjourned.